Hi folks, this is the closest I can get. This is quite a large painting. It's going to be similar to the one I did on, I think it was Saturday. Now, I did a two-colour one some years ago, 5 years ago. In fact, and here it is. I've never put it up for sale or anything. It's a bit dusty. But that's the one I did. It was using two colours. I can't remember what they were now. I think one was a dark green. We've got the green here, which is somewhere on my mess, and light red. Well, I've got a cadmium red out there, so I'm going to use that instead of the light red. Well, I'll see. But I want a yellow. I want a nice yellow. So I'll put a bit of yellow. So I'm going to use three colours: a red, a green, and a yellow. And the idea is you use one brush or two brushes, doesn't matter. Use a large brush and use a lot of oil, and you paint. You mix the colours and just paint away. Oh, I've got some acrylic on it, and see what happens. So I called this one Dusk. It's on YouTube. Now, begging here. My laptop that I use for most of my work, it's 5 years old now, and the fan on it is really on its way out. So I will have to get it repaired, but as a spare now, because I've been out and spent £500 on a new Pavilion laptop. It's very nice. I'm having trouble trying to download my whole YouTube channel onto it. I've got a friend coming round to help with that. Usual thing, isn't it? There's nothing straightforward. So if you would like to contribute towards the cost of this thing, there's a bit of opportunity. I'll give the link to, well, you know my email address, but if a small donation would be very, very gratefully received. I'll make a note of it on the channel. So right, well, I hope you can see all this. So you'll see most of it. You can see that corner there, and you can see that corner there. I've had to move the camera to the side because I can't get far enough away with the camera to make that small enough. So I've got to do it this way because I've got quite a bit of space up here really, but I'm cramped into a large corner, surrounded by books, ironing, and but it's quite a large room, and most of it is taken over the studio, but it's all taken over. Not enough room for me now. So with this brush, I've got a bit of walnut alkyd resin oil just to help it dry. So three colours. So I'm just going to use the red and the green. So I'll just see what colour that sort of makes, and just now, because I've got stuff in me brain box about what I did last Saturday and now this dusk, I'm going to try very hard not to do a version of it. I'm going to do a bit of green with this, bit of the yellow. So you just work away, just add. It's quite good fun. But just put in some colour. We're going to wipe a lot of it out with tissue. The red here I'm using is a Griffin, and we'll just see where it goes, see what happens. It's a lot of fun painting like this. It's a great technique. I was reminded of it by Stuart Davies. He does it, and my original inspiration was Dennis Sheehan, a great American artist, and I got so excited when I saw it. I thought I'd have a go at that. Well, we can just say that yellow, so we can get some nice greens in there. This is going to be a landscape. I mean, Stuart says that whatever he does is going to be a landscape. So this will be a landscape, and we'll thicken the paint as we go. Now, probably a bit of an orange sky, so I won't clean the brush or anything. So yellow, red. You can just change whatever you do, whatever you like. You can make whatever colours. Just get paint on. I'm not painting trees or anything I'm putting in the sky, I've changed hands now. I'm not left-handed or ambidextrous, but it's all it's quite a strenuous occupation, painting, isn't it? I just want that to stay. Well, I'm going to wipe out a lot of it with tissue. Whether I put a path in, I was thinking of one I did years ago, 6 years ago in fact. It was from the Beddington Park area, Beddington Farm Land. Move my spare memory card. Yeah, it's just, we'll put a path in somewhere. And it was of the old oak tree, if you remember it. It's on my homepage, but I've got to get that homepage onto my new laptop. It's smaller than the pavilion that I was using before, but it's much more powerful. It will be because it's 5 years. It's a new generation. I'm not in the market for Apple. They're far too expensive for me. I like to put up with the vagaries of Windows 10. Oh, it gets a bit of darker stuff in here. Well, I'll just wipe the brush in my bag. It's a messy business, but we'll have now this is purely abstract in expressionism, I would call it. You can paint like this and wipe out and use that as a base for another picture, but it also stands alone as a nice it's just a nice thing to do. And then we can thicken it up as we go. Let's get a bit of tissue now, and oops, what have I got? Gouache on the floor. You can also contribute through Patreon. That way you get something for your money, and that's not a lot of money. Now there's sort of a path, sort of coming round here, and a bit of a, well, let's get some heavier stuff in here. Going up a bit of a hill, I think. Well, I'm just cheating, aren't I? I'm sort of telling you what is in my mind, which is just a replica of something else, which I don't want to do. So I'm going to paint over that. But it's a great way of working your way into a landscape, right? The tissue. Can always put paint bags. It's all about texture. Look, you've got lovely texturing with this. Maybe I didn't put it in dark enough. I might use the light red, which is anything but light. Right, that's good. Right, put that on my old palette. Throw that bit of rag away, or that bit of paper away. Got my tissue. I've got another one of these ready to go. That's cadmium yellow pale. What a cadmium yellow pale. that will stain. It's on an old abstract painting that I did about a year ago. Luckily it's acrylic, so it easily took a couple of gessos. Right, more tissue. The paint doesn't cost much, but the tissue costs more. Remember to take it off the edge. Take your clouds. You know, I've mentioned this many times before. Take your clouds off. Otherwise, it looks like you're fitting them in. Same with the trees. Oh, they're very wobbly. It's just that's better. Have we moved? Oh, you can do this with sponges. That is contrast, so you do need darker than I'm putting it on. So we'll let's put it darker. A bit of red. Right, let's open that up a bit now. So I'm anxious to get back to this new laptop and try and solve my problems. I've managed to get Chrome and Facebook, and it has opened up on my Google page to my old things, but it just won't open up onto my YouTube page. Not yet, but it will. But it takes a while. There are the videos on it, which I'll probably have recourse to later. Just put some texture back in. Let's have the light coming through the centre here. But I don't want to do another repeat of what I did on Saturday. That's the problem with this. You're influenced by your brain, aren't you? And it has certain things it wants to do, like copy something. You can use a cloth. Quite a low horizon, but just you can wipe that back to. Oops. I've been slapping my old laptop on the back of it, and it does tend to reset the fan. I think the bearing's worn out on the fan. I will get it repaired in due course, and that will be a better laptop than the one that I was using, mainly to radio or digital radio, or put one of my paintings up and work from it. Now that's a bit too similar to what I had, isn't it? So let's just thicken some of this up. I'm using that light red because it's there. Oh, a little bit of yellow in there. Right, now let's get a little busy with the cloth, or the rag, or the tissue. The contrasts, texture. But to get contrast you need light and dark, like that, look. Grasses. It's quite easy, you just work away. It's not going to dry for several days. Well, with the alkyd resin it probably will dry a little while. You know, you can etch into this. Oh, I'm going to use another brush in that. Ah, texture, texture, texture. There we're coming, how are we doing? Coming. Put the text, put the contrast back. Let's just take some of the moisture off of that one, up there. There's no limit to what you can achieve with this sort of painting. Oh, it's good to be doing this because I'll be pulling what's left of my hair out with the new laptop. It's probably something very simple. There is a video on it, but you've got to get the right one. So it's handy having, I use my little tablet to open up. I haven't got a frame for this. Well, I have, but it's got a big knife painting in. It's a lovely antique gallery frame with a felt liner. Okay, well, I'm going to get a cotton bud. So bear with me. I've got a couple next door. Hold on, hold on. No, I'm not going to use a cotton bud. I'm going to use my finger with a thin bit of toweling. I've been tidied up. My wife has tidied me up. I've just put me linen. Oh, there's a bit here. Right, I've cut a little bit. Don't want it too smooth, but I'll just cut a little square and I can start to put a bit of detail. So I just cut it with my scissors. It's an old tea towel. The type that isn't quite a towel, it's sort of more linen. Okay, so let's see what we can do with that. So wherever you lift off, you can. Oh. It's a bit, when you want it smooth, it doesn't go smooth. Oh, nice texture from this towel. I'll put some more leaves and stuff back. It's lovely putting water on. I'm going to find something else. My handkerchief. Let's see, sorry. Oh, what have we got here? Oh, here's a better one. It's a bit more like a bit of felt, this one. I put the peels out for toweling if I get short. Right, let's just chop that off there. Okay. Mess. That's better. It's great looking at other artists that can lead you on in the direction that you've been looking for, but you didn't know you were looking for it. Right, let's put a bit of colour back in that. Didn't like that bit. So bits you don't like, you can just go over and start again. Got this nice red and yellow and stuff in here. Oh, just flick the brush. It's just such a little varnish, inch varnish. I've got lots of them. Quite cheap and do some lovely effects. Right, I'll go back to the paper. And right, just a bit there. Just a little bit of texture. Oh, I've got quite a bit of texture showing there. Now I'll get the cloth. Bit of a ghostly tree that is. Right, it's okay. Let's work a bit of texture in here. We want to get some of these nice textures with a brush. Right, 20 to 1 already. I'm quite liking this. I'm enjoying doing it. Oops, more red. Right, to shoot, where did I put that bit? Oh, that's right, we're not aiming for perfection here, we're aiming for an effect. I've always enjoyed sponge painting. The great one for the sponge painting with acrylic was Terry Harrison. And sadly he's no longer with us. There's a little bit more shadow in that side, I think, so we'll get that going. Then take some off with the paper. Paper. I've got a pile of paper on the floor. But then I get tidied up. My wife is desperate to tidy my table up, but pain of death. And she doesn't want to reach her 50th wedding anniversary on Saturday. Hands off. Well, I think your eye can put a lot of this detail in by what does it look like on there? It looks all right on there. So we've got a bit of a path coming through there, going into infinity. Got some something on there, a bit of dust or something. some air back in there. Oh, a nice bit of green in there. I'm going to upload this on my old, well, my 5-year-old laptop, because it's not making a noise now. It's terrible this morning. I've got a guy that can do it, but it's going to cost, and I spent enough on this. But so that I can carry on making these videos, I have to spend on the old laptop. Alan Owen is good. He can repair, him and his son, they can build these things, or versions. Yeah, I reckon that's okay. What do you reckon? Oh, just little bits of stuff. Be careful what I wipe my fingers on. I've got a pinny on, but sometimes it moves and I wipe my jeans. All just adds a little bit of detail. Not that we're after detail, but just a few little flicks. Just okay. Well, we're quite clean. Okay. Well, there we are. Well, no, not quite. I think we've got a regiment appearing here, so we'll. We don't want them all coming out of the same bit of ground, so I don't think there'll be any bike ride for me and the lads tomorrow on the Wanderer, because it's looking a bit iffy. It's a bit better. So I'll call it the farmland, old trees, because there's windy tracks and eerie hawthorns and cherry plum trees and sloes, all sorts of tangles. You can fill in the gaps yourself. Well, there we are, that's all it is. We've got a nice sky, just stripping paint. So at least my laptop is next to me, ready to do it. That's a bit of a line there. So we don't want repetition if we can help it. Okay, there we are, folks. Try yourself. I hope you get excited about this sort of thing, especially if you're struggling with detail and wondering what to paint next. We'll just bung on some paint and see where it takes you. That's totally different to the one I did here, look. So there we are. one I did on Friday is half the size of that. It's a 16, I think it's a 18 by 12, I think. This is 24 inches by 20 inches. And I do have a frame to show them off, but I don't think that's probably good enough for a frame, but you never know. One of my friends thinks that one I just showed you, Dust, is one of the best I've ever done. I can't believe it. He's a very fine abstract painter. And I, as you know, I do have a foray into abstraction. But there you are, 3 colours. Cadmium pale, yellow pale, cadmium red light, and the phthalo green. Can be viridian, whatever green you want. Just try different colours. I've added a bit of yellow so I can get this sky, the different sky colour. Right, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.